Some of the most disciplined savers I meet share a quiet frustration. They did everything right, saved consistently, avoided lifestyle creep, planned ahead, and now that retirement is here, spending still feels heavier than it should. If that sounds familiar, there's a reason, and it has nothing to do with irresponsibility. Stay with me, this gets clearer. Retirement isn't only about replacing a paycheck. It's a shift in rhythm, a change in identity, more time with people you care about, days that belong to you again. Underneath all of that lives a quieter question. Most people don't say out loud, do we really get to enjoy this money, or does one bad stretch change everything? Researchers have a name for this feeling. They call it the consumption gap. It's the space between what your finances can reasonably support and what you feel comfortable spending. That gap doesn't only leave money unused, it leaves experiences delayed, confidence postponed, peace of mind waiting on the sidelines. I've spent years on both sides of the retirement equation, inside large investment firms, watching how portfolios are built, and now sitting across from the table from retirees trying to live inside those numbers. That perspective changed how I see retirement, not as a math problem, as a confidence problem that needs a clear plan. My work now centers on helping people feel steady using the money they worked decades to build. By the end of this, you'll understand why so many retirees end up with more money than they started with, and how a clear income plan gives you permission to enjoy the years you save for. Many people have heard of the 4% rule, a simple guideline for withdrawals. What often gets missed is what the research quietly shows over time. Retirees who follow reasonable spending strategies frequently do not run out of money. Many finish retirement with significantly more than they started with, which leads to an uncomfortable realization. The resources were there. The trips could have happened. The extra visits with family were affordable. The home improvements that made gatherings easier were possible. The math supported it. The hesitation stopped it. Years of disciplined saving train the nervous system to protect. That instinct doesn't disappear on the day you retire. People who retire with meaningful savings usually share one trait. They spent decades delaying gratification, planning ahead, protecting tomorrow. Then retirement arrives and expects an instant shift into confident spending. That transition feels unnatural for most people. Add longevity, inflation, and market swings into the mix, and spending starts to feel like something you lose, not something you use. So many retirees default to restraint. We can always do it later. Time has a way of quietly answering that for us. A couple I'll call Mark and Lisa came to see me a few years into retirement. Their home was paid off. They had Social Security, a pension, and over $2 million saved. On paper, everything worked. Emotionally, something didn't. The first thing they said was, we feel guilty every time we talk about travel. We built a complete income plan, stress tested it through difficult markets, put clear guardrails around spending. When we finished, the conversation changed. I could say, here's what you can spend this year with confidence. Here's how adjustments happen if markets move. Here's how this supports the rest of your life. Lisa paused and asked, so we really can book that 3-week trip with the grandkids? The answer was clear. Yes, your plan expects you to enjoy this part of your life. They took the trip. Their finances stayed on track. The biggest return was peace of mind. Here's the framework we use to help anxious savers become confident spenders. First, we define the purpose of the money, not accounts, not percentages, purpose. security later in life, experiences now, family support, legacy. When money has a role, spending feels intentional. Second, we built the income structure and safety buffers, stable income like Social Security and pensions, flexible income from investments, near-term spending set aside, long-term growth given time. The result is simple. Market movement stops feeling like a spending threat. Third, we establish clear guardrails. When spending can increase, when it temporarily tightens, how decisions stay aligned with long-term goals. Retirement income becomes adaptive. You are steering, not second guessing. If you're thinking, we saved carefully and we never built this kind of spending clarity, that's common. If you want to see how this framework fits your situation, we offer conversations centered on understanding, not pressure. You can learn what your income supports and how much permission you have to enjoy the years ahead. There's a link below if that feels helpful. You've already done the hardest work. You showed up, you planned, you built something meaningful. Retirement isn't about guarding a balance, it's about supporting a life. With a clear plan, spending feels grounded. Confidence replaces hesitation, and enjoyment no longer waits for permission. That's when retirement starts to feel like the chapter you worked for.